also aware of things, and he was interested in especially French Impressionist art and later period. So he had many wonderful paintings by the way at home. So as I said, the first time I played for him, I didn't know what would come from it. He was then, as I said, RCA wanted him to start making records again. And he said, what should I record? Not that he wanted me to tell him what to record, but he wanted somebody to talk to. For example, one of the first records, excuse me, at that time,
this starts to move away, doesn't it?
And he has on his piano some old editions of, I don't know, 50 Clementi songs or whatever. And he said, well, you can only have 3 or 4 on this LP. And I can't decide. And he played. He just would play one.
Yeah, good.
And then next week he'd play another one.
Which other lines
So he, it was late. He was a late person. I'd come at 8 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock he'd be through with me. Then he would go to the piano and play. He would play an incredible amount of stuff, ostensibly
just to hold it back.
Well, with Clementi, with Scarlatti, there are 500 something Scarlatti sonatas.
One of those little tricks.
You can't get 500 on an LP, which 10, 12, so forth. So he probably played 50 Scarlatti sonatas for me over a period of time. Would this one go with this one? Obviously, he was going to make up his own mind, but he just, wanted sort of to do it. And the other times that he would play for me, Scarlatti wasn't played that much at that time, except short pieces. And sure, I knew the Fifth Sonata, which people who played Scarlatti played, and a few others. But he mentioned the Eighth. And I said, I don't know that at all. The Eighth? Well, of course, I can't play the piano anymore because I can have practice. I'm going to go to the piano and play it all the way through, quite remarkably. So he did that too. So that was quite a learning experience for me. And that was those years I was playing. I was going off then and playing with major and minor and orchestras and so forth.
So we have to ask you, what was Yuja like as a student? We had her on the show, and hers is, to date, our most viewed episode. So we had one insight into her, where she is now. What was she like as a student?
What did she say about me? No.
Sorry?
She was one of these extremely fast learners. And amazing. One of the early lessons before I got to know her playing really, obviously she was accepted because we all heard her at the audition. We all thought she was a super major talent. That she played something with music. And I said, it's perfectly okay, but I hope you'll do it with that music. She said, this is the way I learn things. And without going into detail, and of course the next time, like a week later, it was as if she'd played it for 2 years, and that was her style. It's extremely no technical problems, but let me preface by saying that
G sharp at the right
Curtis
hand,
is not
G
a
natural
typical
left.
conservatory in that.
Is that B flat,
Last March,
Tony?
we had piano auditions. 116 people applied. 3 were accepted. Not that there were only 3 good ones, but only 3 people graduated, so we only had room for 3. We have around 19 pianists at Curtis, total.
If in doubt,
so everybody is on a very high level. And yes, but everybody is also special in their own way. And everything. She right away got interested in playing chamber music. She played with not just with violin and cello, which is the normal thing, but with percussion. With every possible combination. She'd sort of eat it up. Yeah.
So I'd like to move on to a subject that I find very important to me personally, is not talked about so much, although maybe you might have a different insight into this, and this is musicians' injuries. We both had arm issues or finger issues that prevented us from playing at some point. I've not been able to play for just over a year now. I seem
What
to
you
be
did
getting
there was
better.
stretched all the way down.
But I
like
know that in the
which is hard.
70s, you had
Just like
some
that,
type of
Kathy.
injury
That's
to your
hard.
finger,
See.
which led to
Oh,
eventually
that's a good idea.
you having to stop playing.
Well, from the age of 20 to 50, I played about 100 concerts a year, all over, which is more than it would be today because the traveling was more complicated,
That's the one.
and so forth. I mean, these days you fly to Australia and play 2 concerts.
One,
But those days, if you flew to
4,
Australia,
5.
you'd stay there for a month. You know, it's a big deal. And play. So,
Yeah, that's it.
at about the age of 50, I noticed a problem that I was having, and that these 2 fingers would have a tendency to go down. And if I were a normal person, a lawyer or something, I probably wouldn't even think about it. Maybe you could say it happened, but we don't know. Because lawyers can have problems too. Yes. Yeah. Okay. But it meant that suddenly
Fourth finger.
Brahms B-flat concerto, the octave thing, the second movement part. Now, it's very difficult for anybody, and you don't have a 100% batting average on that. But you have an 85 maybe, that it will come out. I mean, not that it'll be a disaster, but that it might be only 85 or 90, not 100. But you can do it at 100 too. If you record it, it'll be 100 because you do it a couple of times. And I noticed that I was having problems. It was really not going very well. And it was because you're trying to play this, and your finger has gone down to there, so you're playing a wrong note, in effect. And
With the fourth
I
finger.
spoke to Serkin about this.
Are you happy with the
And I
third
remember I
there?
was about,
Probably third.
and he said, "Is that the only place in the concerto you're having problems with?" And I said, "Well, I mean, significant concerto, not that, I mean, something might go wrong anywhere, but yeah, that's the only one that suddenly is different." Well, if that's the only place you have problems, you can go to hell.
Exactly.
That's what he said. You know, so they take